Welcome, chosen one. You didn't click this video by chance. Heaven summoned you here. A divine decree has been released. $2 trillion of restoration, justice, and abundance are now moving toward God's people. The angels are already in motion. Michael's sword is raised, and your name is written in this decree. Don't miss this prophetic moment. Your faith response activates the release. Type, chains gone, in the comments as your covenant, and stay until the end. There's a divine instruction waiting for you. Like, subscribe, share, and visit the second channel in bio for deeper revelations. Me precious one, pause and breathe deeply. This moment is divine, not ordinary. You have not arrived here by coincidence. Every word you are reading is a divine appointment carefully arranged by heaven. God Himself has aligned this encounter between your spirit and this message. Every detail of your journey has led you to this very second. The appointed hour has come. And from this moment forward, nothing in your story will remain the same. You've carried silent questions, whispered hidden fears, and wondered in quiet moments. Does God really see me? Does He remember what I prayed when no one else heard? Hear this clearly. Not a single word has been ignored. Every secret prayer became incense before His throne. Every tear you've shed was caught in heaven's jar. Every sigh that escaped your chest was written in eternity's record. And now, those heavenly scrolls have been opened, and a decree has been released over your name. Can you sense that trembling in your spirit right now? That's not fear, it's recognition. Your heart is awakening to what your mind cannot yet explain. Your spirit knows, this isn't another passing message. This is your covenant moment. Heaven has declared it, and now it's echoing on earth for you to hear. Written beside your name in the scrolls of destiny is a divine measure. $2 trillion. Understand this? Well, this isn't a metaphor, not a symbol, not poetic comfort. It is a decree, a covenant of restoration. For I am the Lord who restores, and my justice requires that what was stolen must be repaid in full measure. That's why the amount is vast, because your loss was deep. For years, the enemy fought to keep this day from reaching you. He whispered lies that you were unworthy, orchestrated delays to drain your faith, and sent betrayal to break your trust. But through it all, I preserved you. You didn't survive by luck. You survived by divine design. I sustained you through endless nights and silent mornings, because I knew this hour was coming. Archangel Michael stood guard beside you, sword blazing in unseen realms. You may not have seen him, but his strike destroyed traps set in darkness. You didn't hear his roar that shook the gates of hell, but it silenced every accusation against your destiny. His wings shielded you when the shadows tried to swallow your hope. And now he stands beside you, announcing with power, the decree is written. The scroll is unsealed. The inheritance must be received. This $2 trillion is not ordinary wealth. It's sacred capital. It's restoration for your bloodline. Justice for generations who cried out but never saw completion. It's mercy for communities that will breathe again because of what flows through your hands. It's provision for unborn children who will rise free from the curse of lack. This isn't indulgence, it's assignment. It's not luxury, it's legacy. You may still whisper, could this really be for me? Hear me, worthiness is not heaven's currency. I didn't choose you because of perfection. I chose you because of purpose. My choice outweighs your fear. My decree cancels your shame. My covenant silences every accusation against your name. You're not receiving because you earned it. You're receiving because I decided you would. So don't ignore the trembling in your chest. It's confirmation. Don't dismiss the tears in your eyes. They're divine agreement. Don't scroll away like this is just another message. This is covenant finding you. The window is open. The angels are in motion. Heaven's economy is already shifting in your favor. But you must respond. Speak it out. I receive. Let the sound of those words rise beyond your lips and into eternity. Then type Amen boldly, not as ritual, but as a signature of covenant. That act of faith becomes a key that unlocks heavenly transactions. And as you share this message, do it with humility, not for applause, but for obedience. Someone else's deliverance is waiting behind your act of faith. This is not about tomorrow. This is about now. The decree is active. The count has begun. The scrolls are open. And beside your name shines the mark of divine overflow. $2 trillion. This is your portion. This is your inheritance. This is your moment. Stand awake. Stand believing. The decree has gone forth. Michael's sword is raised. The release has begun. Say it with faith. I receive. Type it with courage. Amen. Share it with love, so another life may not miss their appointed hour. Your release has begun. You have walked through valleys that felt endless, seasons where the night seemed longer than the promise of dawn. You've faced storms that hit again and again until you wondered if your strength could endure another wave. You've stood before doors that shut just as your hand reached for the handle, watched opportunities fade before they could form, and felt promises dissolve into silence. And in those private moments, you ask quietly, "Why, Lord? Why did it have to be this hard? Why did everything take so long? Why did I lose so much?" Hear this now. Those moments were never punishment. They were preparation. They were not evidence of my absence, but proof of my protection. Every delay was a divine shield. Every loss was holy pruning. Every tear watered seeds for a harvest too weighty for an ordinary season. You were not forgotten. You were being forged. I was stretching your capacity so that when the blessing came, it wouldn't break you. I was enlarging your spirit so you could carry what is being released now. And today, I unveil it. $2 trillion, not casual wealth. Not empty comfort. This is covenant provision on a scale that matches the storms you've survived. This decree has been written beside your name in heaven's scrolls, sealed, unchangeable, and alive. You ask, why such a vast number? Because your pain was vast. Because the injustice that touched your story was heavy. Because the chains of lack and shame ran through generations of your bloodline. Restoration must exceed the damage. Justice must outweigh the injustice. Healing must overflow where the breaking was deepest. That's why the measure is staggering, because heaven's justice never deals in half. Measures understand this. In heaven's economy, every wound becomes seed, and every seed demands a harvest. When the enemy strikes, I restore with increase. When darkness steals, I repay with overflow. When loss carves deep, I fill the space with abundance that spills beyond comprehension. So don't shrink back in disbelief when you see the size of the promise. The magnitude only mirrors the magnitude of what was endured. Nothing was wasted. Every tear became currency for this release. And through every storm, Archangel Michael has been by your side. You didn't see the invisible battles, but he fought them. When the enemy plotted to end your story prematurely, Michael raised his flaming sword. When accusations rose in the unseen realms, his voice thundered and silenced them. When traps were hidden in shadows to pull you into shame, his wings covered you. You stand here today, not merely because you survived, but because heaven preserved you through its mightiest warrior. No, Michael stands again, his blade blazing with urgency. The decree has been released. The scroll is open. The command for your inheritance has gone forth. This is not ordinary movement. This is heaven in motion. Do not dismiss it. Do not delay in faith. The release has already begun. But hear me clearly, child. This outpouring is not just for you. It is through you. This is not merely to lift your head, but to lift many. Families drowning in debt will breathe again. Communities long silenced by poverty will rise again. Generations trapped in cycles of lack will be restored. This measure is not indulgence. It is assignment. You were chosen not to hoard, but to pour. Not to boast, but to build. Not to consume, but to restore. You are a vessel of mercy, a channel of justice, a steward of generational healing. You ask, am I ready? Can I carry something so heavy? Yes, because you're not carrying it alone. I am the one who equips. I am the one who strengthens your heart and steadies your steps. I am sending wise voices around you and pouring discernment within you. The same angels who guarded your destiny will guide your stewardship. As long as you remain in prayer, my hand will rest on every decision you make. And that trembling you feel right now, that's not fear, it's alignment. It's your spirit recognizing heaven's decree. The stirring in your chest is your soul signing covenant with what has already been written. That inner quaking is proof that this word belongs to you. The time for release has come. Now, I call you to respond. You cannot remain silent when heaven has spoken. Agreement is the bridge that carries a divine word from spirit to manifestation. Say it aloud. I believe, I receive. Let those words leave your lips as a seal between you and heaven. Then write them boldly, not as ritual, but as testimony. When you mark your yes, heaven records it. When you declare your belief, angels move. Never underestimate such a simple act of faith. It is the ignition of release. And as you do, share with humility, subscribe, so you stay connected to what heaven continues to whisper. Share this message, not for numbers or applause, but so another soul wandering in despair might find their appointed hour. Your obedience multiplies deliverance. You are not only sealing your portion, you are planting seeds of hope for others. Hear me clearly, beloved. You are not late, not forgotten, not disqualified. You are chosen, preserved, and appointed. This is your hour. The measure of $2 trillion is not waiting to begin. It is already written, already active, already moving in your direction. Stand awake, stand believing, stand ready. Do not doubt, do not delay. Heaven's decree is alive. Michael's sword is raised. The angels are in motion. And your name shines bright beside the decree in the record of eternity. This is covenant. This is justice. This is your inheritance. My precious child, hear me as I speak into the deepest chambers of your soul. The heaviness pressing on your heart right now is not fear. It is recognition. Your spirit knows that something greater than imagination is unfolding. What was once hidden is now being revealed. What was delayed is now being delivered. What was locked away is now being placed into your hands. For too long you have walked through waiting seasons, praying until your voice trembled, sowing in faith while the soil seemed barren, hoping through disappointment, guarding your small ember of belief against the winds of despair. Yet through it all, I watched over you, I preserved you, I whispered. Hold on, child, your time is not cancelled. Your promise is not forgotten. And now here you stand, on the threshold of a decree too vast for ordinary comprehension. $2 trillion written beside your name in the scrolls of heaven. This is not imagination. This is not exaggeration. This is not poetic comfort. It is decree. It is covenant. It is justice. Do not diminish it by saying, "It's too much for me." Did you not endure too much? Did you not lose what cannot be measured? Did you not cry when no one listened? Carry burdens heavier than your own strength? Walk through nights that refused to end? Yet you survived. You did not collapse, because I sustained you. You did not drown, because I held you. You did not perish, because I preserved you. And now, the weight of restoration must match the weight of suffering. The measure of $2 trillion is not excess. It is balance. Through it all, Archangel Michael has been your unseen defender. When voices plotted your downfall in hidden places, he stood guard. When snares were laid to block your progress, he cut them down. When shame tried to rest on your name, he roared and scattered the darkness. And now he comes openly, wings blazing with fire, declaring, "Child, do not dismiss this hour. The decree has been sealed. The release has begun. Do not doubt. Do not scroll away. Do not delay. That stirring within you is not anxiety. It is alignment. It is your spirit agreeing with heaven's record. You have always been marked as chosen, and now that mark is manifesting. The heavens are alive with movement. Angels are dispatched. The scroll has been read aloud in eternity's courtroom, and your name was spoken in thunder. Child, understand this release is not for comfort. It is for calling. It is not for status. It is for service. It is for the rebuilding of legacies, the restoration of families, the funding of mercy, and the lifting of entire communities bound in lack. You are chosen to be a vessel, not a container. What flows into your hands will flow through them, like rivers bringing healing where devastation reigned, bringing light where darkness tried to rule, and bringing relief where despair has lingered for generations. And yes, I know the questions that rise inside you. Am I strong enough? Am I wise enough? Can I handle something so great? Hear me! You are not carrying this alone. The same angels who preserved your inheritance will walk with you as you steward it. The same Spirit that whispers now will guide your every decision. I will surround you with wise counsel, pour divine strategy into your heart, and guard your path as you remain in prayer. This blessing is not a trap, it is a trust. It is not given to break you. It is given to reveal that you were always preserved for extraordinary stewardship. Every trial you faced was not wasted. It was training. Every delay you endured was not denial. It was foundation. Every moment of pain was not punishment. It was soil, and from that soil your capacity grew. Now the fruit of that growth is ready. $2 trillion, written, sealed, and released with precision. But, child, covenant always requires agreement. I will not move apart from your yes. Heaven has already spoken your name, but your lips must echo it. Your heart must align with it. Your hands must act on it. That is why I call you again. Respond in faith. Whisper aloud right now, I receive. Then type 111 as a prophetic act of alignment. One for the Father, one for the Son, one for the Spirit. A triple seal declaring that you walk in rhythm with heaven's timing. Do not dismiss this as ritual. It is covenant. When you inscribe those numbers, you are etching your yes into eternity's decree. Every declaration builds a wall of fire around your inheritance. Every visible act of obedience strengthens what is being released. You are not typing into emptiness, you are writing in the courts of heaven. This release is not random, it is intentional. It is justice. It is fulfillment. And when people witness what unfolds, they will ask, how could this be? And you will not point to your own wisdom or worthiness. You will point to me, the God who chose you, the Father who preserved you, the Lord who never forgot you. Your story will shine, not with pride, but with awe. The countdown continues. The angels are already in motion. The decree of $2 trillion is active in the unseen. Your part is simple yet decisive. Believe, align, and act. Do not shrink back. Do not hesitate. Do not delay. Heaven has done its part. Michael has fought for you. Now it is your turn to seal this covenant with faith. Mark this moment visibly. Declare it boldly. Align with it completely. Then watch how the unseen becomes visible with divine precision. $2 trillion, written in heaven, released to you, guarded by angels, sealed in covenant. Beloved child, pause here and let these words sink deep into your spirit. This is not an inspirational story meant to stir emotion and then fade. This is decree. This is covenant. This is justice, written in the language of heaven and spoken directly into your life. The scrolls have been opened. The ink of eternity glows beside your name. The figure inscribed, $2 trillion, is not random. Why so vast? Because your suffering was vast. Because the injustice you endured cannot be balanced with small gestures. Because your tears carried generations of longing. And your endurance carved a vessel large enough to hold what heaven is now releasing. Restoration must not only meet the pain, it must overflow it. Justice must not only balance the scales, it must tip them in your favor. Think of the seasons you endured, you prayed, and doors stayed closed. You hoped, and opportunities dissolved. You trusted, and people withdrew when you needed them most. You wore rejection like a cloak, carried shame like a shadow, and still stood. But even then, I was near. I allowed some walls to fall because they could not carry the weight of your future. I allowed certain voices to walk away because their loyalty was too fragile to sustain your destiny. Every heartbreak, though bitter, was protection. Every delay, though painful, was preparation. Hear me. I have never wasted a single moment of your story. Every valley became fertile soil. Every loss became divine pruning. Every tear became water for a harvest too vast for human measure. You are standing now in the field that pain planted. And heaven's decree, the $2 trillion covenant, marks the moment when the hidden seeds of endurance bloom into visible abundance. And now, the harvest stands before you, measured, sealed, and proclaimed from heaven itself. The decree is written. $2 trillion has been assigned to your name. This is not fantasy. This is divine order. This is covenant wealth, birthed from obedience, endurance, and unwavering faith. Archangel Michael has walked beside you through every hidden battle. You may not have seen the war in the unseen, but he did. He drew his sword against forces that sought to erase your name from destiny. His wings formed a shield when darkness aimed its arrows at your hope. His roar silenced accusations whispered in secret courts. Every moment you thought you were losing, heaven was defending you. And now the command has been given, the release has begun. This is not ordinary wealth. This is sacred stewardship. It carries purpose, legacy, and divine responsibility. It will touch your family, lift communities, and break generational poverty. It is not indulgence, it is assignment. Every delay was alignment. Every loss was preparation. Every tear was investment. And now, that investment matures into overflow, not just for you, but through you. Do not shrink back and say, "This is too much." You were built for this. You were refined for this. The same God who called you has equipped you. Heaven's resources come with heaven's help, angels walking beside you to protect, instruct, and preserve what's released. You are not alone in this stewardship. The Spirit of wisdom will teach you how to multiply what is given, how to distribute with compassion, and how to guard it from corruption. Understand this: faith demands action. Covenant requires response. Heaven has declared your name aloud. Now your lips must echo it. Speak it now. I believe, I receive. Let those words become keys that unlock spiritual gates. Then make your yes visible. Type your agreement, your covenant mark. This is not ritual, it is record. Every faith-filled word you release becomes ink in heaven's book. And remember this: gratitude must come before manifestation. Start thanking God now, before the full harvest touches your hands. Give even while waiting, sow even in the small places. How you handle the little proves you're ready for the much. Gratitude creates the atmosphere where blessing can dwell safely. Generosity opens the channels where overflow keeps flowing. Be wise in this season. Guard your circle. Do not lean on voices that doubt or envy what's being released to you. Walk with those who remind you. This is not hype. It's holy, not coincidence. Covenant. Their counsel will steady your heart when quick decisions arise and spiritual pressure mounts. Beloved, mark this moment in your spirit. The decree is real. The measure is intentional. $2 trillion. Because your pain was deep, your endurance was great, and your faith has been proven through fire. This is divine justice, not compensation. It is heaven's recognition that nothing in your story was wasted. Not a prayer, not a tear, not a single night of pain. The scroll has been opened. The ink of eternity glows beside your name. Stand believing. Stand alert. Stand aligned. The release is here. The angels are moving. The covenant is sealed. Do you remember the seasons when everything seemed to collapse? The moments when opportunities slipped away before your eyes? The friends who vanished without a reason? The doors that stayed shut even while you prayed and believed? You saw those moments as failures. You thought I had turned away, but I never left you. Every collapse was a shield, not a punishment. I allowed weak structures to fall because they couldn't carry the weight of what was coming. Fragile doors couldn't hold the magnitude of your destiny. So I allowed the breaking, not to destroy you, but to protect you. What I withheld then is what I now release: $2 trillion. This is not exaggeration, not metaphor, not imagination. It is decree. It is covenant. It is restoration written beside your name in heaven's scrolls. The number is vast because the loss was vast. Heaven's justice doesn't pay partial compensation. Restoration cannot be small when the pain was deep. The scales are not just balanced. They are being tipped in your favor. Through every dark hour, Archangel Michael has walked beside you. When invisible warfare raged, he fought for you. When whispers of shame tried to strangle your hope, he roared in defiance. When snares were hidden along your path, his sword struck them down. You stand here today, not just because you endured, but because heaven's warrior refused to surrender your destiny. And now, he stands again, his wings blazing, his voice thundering. Do not ignore this moment. Do not scroll past this word. The decree is written. It belongs to you. This release is not just for survival. It's not luxury. It's assignment. It's justice. It's mercy flowing through generations. It's kingdom wealth designed to heal broken systems and restore lost legacies. This isn't money to indulge. It's power to rebuild, to lift, to transform. You may ask, am I ready? Can I handle this? Yes, child. Not because you are strong, but because I chose you. Strength wasn't the requirement. Surrender was. Wisdom wasn't the condition. Obedience was. Worthiness was never the currency of heaven. My choice was, and I chose you. That is your seal. My preservation is your proof. My decree is your authority. Your trials were never wasted. They were training. Your delays were foundations. Your suffering was soil. Every hardship carves space inside you to hold the magnitude of this outpouring. That is why others fell, but you still stand. That is why you're reading these words right now. You are being prepared for extraordinary stewardship. Now heaven asks you one question. Will you receive? Will you align? Will you agree? For heaven has spoken, but earth must echo. Heaven has sealed, but you must sign. Say aloud, I believe, I receive. Let those words move from your lips into your spirit. Then type them boldly as a public covenant, a visible yes, that marks your agreement in the courts of heaven. Do not underestimate simple obedience. Every word of faith is a seed. Every yes becomes a wall of protection around your blessing. Every declaration fortifies your inheritance. And I call you to humility. Do not wait until the promise manifests to practice what will sustain it. Start now. Whisper gratitude before the harvest arrives. Thank me for keeping you. Thank me for pruning what could not last. Gratitude creates the dwelling where abundance rests without corruption. Then, walk in generosity, even in lack. Give, even in smallness. Bless. For how you handle little is rehearsal for how you will steward much. Those who give in scarcity are trained to rule in abundance. Tests will come. The enemy will whisper again. This is too much. You are not ready. You will fail. But silence him with truth. I am chosen. I am preserved. I am appointed. Michael's sword has already shattered the chains. His wings have already built a wall of fire. The blessing cannot be stolen. The decree cannot be reversed. Your name cannot be erased from heaven's inheritance scroll. This blessing is not just for you. It is meant to flow through you. Families trapped in debt will breathe again. Communities bound by lack will rise. Children yet unborn will inherit new legacies. Curses will turn into streams of blessing. This is not comfort, it's kingdom strategy. So guard your heart, surround yourself with wise counsel. Walk with those who carry faith, peace, and discernment. They will steady you when decisions come quickly. They will remind you, this is not fantasy, it is covenant. Their wisdom will protect what I place in your hands. Do not isolate in fear. Do not boast in pride. Walk humbly, walk steadily. For this is not just a gift. It's a trust between heaven and you. Walk in prayer. Let every step you take become living testimony. Let each decision you make echo into eternity as legacy. Let every word of faith you release become a stone in the foundation of what I am building through you. Beloved, listen closely. This is not a parable or a poetic image. The $2 trillion is written. It is sealed. It is already in motion. Heaven's decree has gone forth. Angels are active. The scroll has been read. Michael's sword blazes with divine fire. The moment is alive with heavenly movement. Your role is simple, yet sacred. Receive, align, and act. Do not let silence rob you of this release. Do not allow doubt to weaken what has already been declared. Do not postpone your obedience. Faith delayed becomes faith denied. Speak it now. I believe, I receive. Type it boldly as covenant testimony. This act is not ritual. It is alignment. It is heaven's decree meeting earth's echo. And when you share it, do so in humility. There are souls wandering in despair, who will find their turning point through your obedience. Every share, every public, yes, becomes a ripple that awakens another destiny. Subscribe in faith, not as routine, but to stay in rhythm with what heaven continues to reveal. Alignment keeps you in motion with divine timing. Child, your story is shifting. The tears you thought went unnoticed were never forgotten. They were seeds, and those seeds are now breaking the surface in full bloom. The prayers you whispered in exhaustion have become the fragrance that draws heaven's favor. Those silent nights you thought were empty were alive with angelic warfare. Michael never stopped moving, and now his roar shakes the heavens. The release has begun. Justice for injustice, abundance for lack, restoration for destruction, legacy for loss, covenant for despair. $2 trillion. This is heaven's measure sealed to your name. Stand awake, stand humble, stand bold, but above all, stand believing. The final hour is here. Do not misinterpret the quiet around you. It is not emptiness. It is the stillness before manifestation. Heaven is vibrating with divine motion. Angels are descending. Scrolls are unsealed. Michael's sword blazes as the sign that the release is at hand. The decree has been read aloud. $2 trillion belongs to you. I know your heart trembles between hope and doubt. You ask, can this really happen for me? Yes, child. This is not fantasy. It is covenant. You survived storms that were meant to erase you because I preserved you for this moment. Every loss, every tear, every hidden battle has become fuel for your testimony. The weight of restoration must match the weight of your suffering, and now it does. Michael cries with urgency, do not delay, do not scroll away, do not shrink back. This is not a passing moment. It is a divine appointment. This blessing is not indulgence. It is assignment. It is heaven's wealth released for mercy, rebuilding, restoration, and deliverance. It is the breaking of generational chains, the healing of families, the lifting of entire communities, the funding of divine purpose. You are not chosen to contain it. You are chosen to channel it. What flows to you will flow through you. Now, seal this word with faith. Speak it aloud again. I believe, I receive. Then type boldly as covenant declaration, chains gone, for that is what this hour means. Chains of debt, chains of delay, chains of shame, chains of fear. They are shattered beneath heaven's decree. When you declare it, you engrave your agreement into eternity's scroll. The inheritance is here, angels rejoice. Michael guards the release. Heaven leans close to record your yes. Do not hesitate, do not doubt. Do not let this pass you by. Type it now, chains gone. Step boldly into the covenant sealed with your name, $2 trillion. Your portion, your justice, your legacy.